Hello everyone, this is Voltage Development and welcome back to another Unity tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm hopefully going to show you how to do cameras, like, FNAF style, switching between the cameras, but this time we're going to do it inside of Unity. So because I've actually shown you how to do it in Unreal Engine, it's fairly simpler to do it in Unity. All you have to do is you have to bring in new cameras, so we can bring in camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3. Let's just say we got just, 3 cameras. Let's just actually name them camera 2, camera, camera 3, and you know what, I'll just call this one camera 1, why the hell not? So now that we have 3 cameras involved, we need to actually make like a piece of UI system so that we can actually click between the cameras. Now to do that, we can either just simply make like a new button or something and just use this canvas that we have already, or we can cancel this whole canvas out by, just clicking on this to make it inactive. And now let's create a brand new canvas, so UI canvas, and let's just call this canvas camera system. Now remember, canvas allows you to have text, buttons, images, whatever user interface you want to have in your game to display on your screen. A canvas will allow that, and you can only have those UI elements within a canvas. So inside of this camera system, we're going to have a button. So there's the button. And you know what, let's just go into 2D mode so that we can see it properly. So let's click on button. There we go, there's our buttons right in the middle. So let's just move that button, let's just say over to here, why not? And we are going to open up this arrow and click on the text part, and let's rename it to Cam1. Now, so that we can differentiate the different buttons that we're going to create, let's just rename the button to Cam1 button. Now, if you want to duplicate something, you can either just right click on it and do duplicate, or you can highlight it and do Control D to duplicate. So now that we've duplicated that, we can rename that to Cam2 button, and then go back to text, rename that to Cam2, and now let's duplicate that one and rename that to Cam3 button, and then rename text. So now that we have all of that done, let's actually click on the buttons and let's just space them all out, like so. I'd say that's pretty good. Now, once you're inside of the camera system, you obviously want to exit the camera system, right? So now what we need to do is we need to create another button, but instead of calling it Cam 4 or whatever, we're going to call it the exit cam button. And of course, you need to actually, replace the text as well. So now that we have created that, let's put that up there, because why not? And now, let's just make sure that this camera system, actually let's just leave it alone for now. Now what we need to do is we need to make a new script, and let's just call it camera system. Yeah, let's just call it camera system. So now that our camera system has been created, we should technically, let's just create an empty object, and let's just call this cam system manager. And what this is It's literally just a game object that will hold manager. It's a game object that will hold our script, and we could technically actually just place it on our player so that, although it can be accessed from anywhere technically. Well, yeah, you know what? I should place it on our player so that we've got a reference to our camera system in whatever level we're in. So now, because we're on our camera system manager object, let's just attach it to it. So camera system, and there we go. It's in our system. It's in our object now. Now let's just open it up in Visual Studio. Okay, so now our camera system has been added to Visual Studio. Let's take away these. And the first thing that we're going to need is a reference to our cameras. So to do that, let's just do public camera. Oh, no, not camera, sorry. Public game object, that's what I meant to do. And now let's call this game object camera 1. Now, normally what I would do is I would just do a semicolon and do another public game object and call it camera 2. But you can do this a lot simpler way, and it will do the exact same result. So what we can do is we can take away all of that, and now after camera 1 we can just do comma camera 2 comma camera 3. And what that will do is it will literally just do like a list of game objects for us to place our cameras in to create a reference. But doing it like that is so much easier than just doing public game object this, public game object that, public game object. It's so much easier to just do it that way. So now, let's make we can make another game object reference, and this can be to the camera system. So cam system as well. And what else? We also need a ball, don't we? Yes, so we can have a public ball. And let's just say cam system active. So now that we have done that, let's make sure that in our start we have cam system dot set active and then brackets false. As a reminder, set inactive just means that you can no longer see it in the game view. So now that we have set the active to cam system to false, we can now do the update part. If input dot get key down key code dot you know what, let's just do P. Nah, should we do we'll do M, because why the hell not M. So now we are gonna make the cam system active equal to cam system active. And now we do another if statement. Now if cam system active is equal to true, we can go over to activate cam system and then brackets. So of course that's a function, or as I've recently just learned, it's a method, not really a function. So yeah, to be fair, I just learnt that void start and void update, even though I have told you that they are basically Unity's way of saying function, technically they're called methods, and they are a method that doesn't return anything, and that's why they're called void. If they were called, for example, like a float, an int, a bool, it would be returning something, but because they're called void, they're basically returning nothing, and they just keep on flowing through the method. So, right, let's just keep on going. So if cam system is not active, then we can do deactivate cam system. I know that's a big word, but you know what? I don't really give a damn. So now we need to actually make those functions or methods. So void. Well, we could make one of them a public one, and I will show you why soon. So void activate cam system, and then we've opened that up. Now, with the deactivate camera system, we want to make a public void deactivate cam system. And I can't even spell system. There we go. Now, I will tell you why we need a public void, but it's better if I actually show you why. So, when the camera system activates, we are going to get the what was it called again? Cam system. That's it. We're gonna get the cam system, and we're going to set active to true. Done and done. So now, that's all completed. Let's just save that and get back to the editor. Okie dokie, so now our script has been compiled. Let's go over to our cam system manager game object, and over here we've got our camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and cam system. As I said, they will all be listed out like this, even though we listed it out like that. So yeah, as I said, it's just so much easier. So camera 1, we can put in our camera 1, cam 2, cam 2, cam 3, cam 3. Wait, Wait, what? I thought I put cam 2 in. Oh my goodness me. Right, cam 2 in cam 2, and cam 3 in cam 3, and cam system will be the camera system. So now, if I press play, if we press on M, the camera system should appear up on our screen. Okay, so now we're inside of the game. If we press M, it appears on our screen. So coolio. Now we need to make sure that our camera system disappears from our screen once we access this void over here, this function, method, whatever you like to call it. So inside of this function, we're going to do cam system dot set active false. So now let's just try this out. Okie dokie, we're now back into the game, so let's just press on M so it makes this stuff appear on our screen. If we press M again, they disappear. Simple as that. So now what we can do is we are going to do the best part of this video. And what that is the actual buttons themselves. So let's go ahead and access the buttons. So cam 1 button. Now the best thing about these buttons is that, I mean, you could make like a separate script and say like, oh, if this button is clicked, then do something. But trust me, this way is so much easier. Just go with this way, okay? So in our cam 1 button properties, down here we've got button, script, and we've got all of this stuff. Now all of these properties are literally for the actual button itself, and you can change you can change the way the buttons are viewed or how they are visible. So if I just show you something, if I just show you that if I highlight this button, as you can see if I highlight the button, the color changes a little bit. If I press on it, the color changes as well. So because our buttons act this certain way, it so much easier for us to like just click on them and then something happens. But the visualization of our buttons working this way is so much. It helps so much because like you could easily just make a simple button, but you have to like make it like different colors when you click on it and stuff like that. So doing it this way, so much easier and so much better. So, in order for our button to access our camera objects, which we have created in the scene, actually, to be fair, we need to actually space them all out so that they are actually looking different. So let's just place this camera all the way over to the left over here, and let's just rotate it a little bit as well so that it's rotating over to here. Now let's just get camera 2 and let's just rotate it over to the right, or position it to the right, and let's have it looking over to there. And now let's just have camera 3. Let's have camera 3 over here and then looking opposite. So there we go. We've got our camera system. Well, we've got our cameras looking in different places so that you can differentiate between the cameras. And now let's go back over to camera 1. And as you can see, we've got an on click here. Now, at the moment it's empty, but if we do a plus, it says runtime. What runtime means, this event will only happen once we're inside of the game. You could change it so there's editor and runtime, but don't do that because it's going to be kind of weird if you do that. So just keep it as runtime only. Now, at the moment, we need an object which actually has the script attached to it. So we need the cam system manager over here to drag into this object. And now we've got this no function available. Now click on the no function and then go to camera system, and now go to deactivate camera system. Because we made it a public void, it is now available in this list to be chosen, to be selected. So now, if we play the game, now if we open up our menu, technically we actually put the exit cam to camera 1, so technically if we click on camera 1, it will get rid of this canvas, but camera 1 should really be camera 1. But let's click on camera 1, and there we go, our canvas is gone. So, right, what I need to do is I need to actually get rid of that, and let's go over to exit camera, and let's do on click, and then bring the camera system manager over, and then let's just click on the deactivate camera system. So now that when we click on the exit camera button in the game, it will make our canvas, or it will make our camera system invisible. So in order to change the cameras themselves, we need to make them also a public void. So let's do public void, and let's call this one camera 1. Just as simple as that, camera 1. Wait, what? Okay, something's happening here. Oh, I see why actually. I think it's because like your methods or your functions, they cannot have a space involved. So I'm gonna have to call this camera 1, and yeah, you can't have a space involved. So we've called it. We've now got a public void, and I'm not sure why that's still. Camera system already contains the oh right, okay. Let's just call this set to camera 1 or something. So there we go. We now got a public void called set to camera 1. So now what we can do is let's do camera 1 dot set active to true. And since we are making sure that if you don't want your cameras to overlay each other or something like that, then we have to do camera 2 dot set active equal to false, and do the same for camera 3. So what this will do is it will make camera 1 the main camera in the camera system, and it will make the other cameras not visible. Now, if you do the same to camera 2 and 3, it will make them visible and the other ones not visible. You kind of get the gist of what I'm saying, right? I hope so. So now let's do another public void, and let's call this set to camera 2, and just basically copy these, and just change their true false to false true and all that stuff. Okay, so now that is all done, as I've said, yeah, we're just basically setting the camera 2, and making sure that camera 1 is false, camera 3 is false, and camera 2 is true, and then with camera 3, camera 1 is false, camera 2 is false, camera 3 is true. It's just as simple as that. That's all you really need to do, and all we need to do now is we need to link up those functions to the buttons themselves. So now how we are going to do this is going to cam1 button, and now when we click on the button, we're going to use the cam system manager, go to no function, camera system, and now as you can see, set to camera 1, set to camera 2, set to camera 3, let's do camera 1, and now cam 2 button, we're going to do the exact same. So no function, camera 2, and then camera 3, cam system, function, camera 3. So now, let's go back into the game. And now we're inside of the game. Let's open up our camera system. Now if we click on camera 1, if we click on, okay, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay, that was a little bit weird. It wouldn't change. Okay, so now the camera has changed. Camera 2, we're now looking at camera 2. Now camera 3, we're now looking at camera 3. Now, what I should have done was, if I exit the camera, it will like take away the actual camera system, but we want to like go back to our actual camera. So to do that, when we deactivate the camera system, we actually need a reference to our camera itself. So let's just do another game object, and let's just call it player cam. And now when we deactivate the camera system, we are reactivating the player camera. And there we go. So save that, and now let's go back. So now that we have actually created our player camera, we need a reference to our player camera, and that's as easy as getting the camera of the player right here. So just as easy as that. Now before we do anything here, I forgot to mention, because we're switching cameras, we need to make sure our player camera is deactivated first before we actually activate another camera. So when you're setting to camera 1 or camera 2 or camera 3, you need to make sure that your player camera is set to active false, so that your player camera is disabled when you're going into the other cameras. So now this will work indefinitely. Well, no, not indefinitely. This will work definitely, 100% it will work. So now we're inside of the game. So let's open up. And now go to camera 1. It's now on camera 1. Camera 2 on camera 2. Camera 3 on camera 3. And now if we exit the camera, we're back to our normal camera. And that is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. So that is how you do FNAF cameras. Although, to be fair, if you exit the camera, like, your check mark does not go away, and we need to actually make sure that happens. So let's just quickly do that. So when we deactivate the camera, we also need to set the boolean. So cam system active is equal to false. I forgot to do that, but yeah, that's how you do a Five Nights at Freddy's type camera system. It's so much easier to do it in Unity than it is to do it in Unreal Engine. It's a bit confusing to do in Unreal Engine because you're doing it with like widgets and stuff, but this is so much easier. Unity is so much easier because all you need to do is reference your cameras in your uh, game to your script and then just access the functions in your buttons with the public void so that it's clickable inside of the game. I can't even tell you how easy it is. I've just shown you how easy it is, even though it takes a bit of time to actually explain it and show it to you. It's super bloody easy. Anyway, that's been today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this all helped, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Goodbye, everybody.